Now, in the next question, question 2, so we'll read out the question. Using a square bracket to link noted as above. As above means like this, using square brackets. 1 and 2. Identify the following intervals on the staff below and label them. So there are two things. Identify the following intervals on the staff below and label them. Alright, let's have a look at this. Now, remember, the most important thing is that you know what the quantity of these intervals are. Quantity means the number of steps between each interval. Intervals consist of two notes, so two note heads. So here's a note head, here's a note head. So that's an interval. If you have a look at this, I can label this with a bracket like that, and we go, it's 1, 2. It's going down by 1, but we go 1, 2. So that's a second. Now we still haven't talked about what a major and a perfect and a minor intervals are like, but we're trying to just get the numbering sorted. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're meant to find a perfect fourth, a major sixth, and a second. It has to be a major second. What I see is you could, with a pencil, you could go, well, see a second here. 1, 2. Okay, what's the interval between there to there? Now you have to be careful. Let's actually label these notes. It's a G. But if you forget how to read this, in a treble clef, we read E, G, B, D, F, or every good boy deserves fruit or favor or whatever. Okay, so every good boy deserves fruit. So E, G, B, D, F, and we know face and space. So in the gaps we have F, A, C, E. Now, if you have a look at our last line here, we have what's called a sharp. A sharp raises a note by a half step. So if we look at our keyboard here, keyboard is always useful. So these are F, G, A, B, C, D, E. That's our F. Let's imagine that's an F. Normally that would be played on a white note. However, we have a sharp symbol, which means we, instead of playing that white key, we have to play one half step up, or raises a half step. That black key is called an F sharp. So from the note G to F here, that is another F. Now that's an F. So all Fs are going to be sharped. So that's an F sharp. Okay, so from G to F sharp is what we call a semitone. So we go from that G, we go down one half step. Minor second, we count the semitones, we go 0, 1. One half step. It's the closest two keys possible. Now, remember when we're counting interval quantity, we actually count it from the note. So 1, 2. When we're counting intervals, we're counting semitones or half steps, we have to go from 0. So from that note G to F sharp, we go 0, 1. So G to F sharp is what we call a minor second. Let's have a look at, so do we actually need a minor second? No. Actually, if you have a look at this question, all of these are asking either major sixth, major second, and a perfect fourth. So that's not going to work. Okay, the next one, we're going from F sharp, that note is G. So if we look at our keyboard again, F sharp to G, again, 1/2 step away. So this is going to be minor second. What is major second? Oops. Okay. Major second is what we call two half steps. Okay, so we'll find a second somewhere. Now, from there to there, interval is 1, 2, 3, 4th. That note is a D. G, F sharp, E, D. Now G to D is 4 steps down. If you go D to G, still 4 steps. So that's a fourth. Now we're looking for a fourth, and we just have to check whether it's a perfect or not. We'll come back to this one too. Now from D to whatever that note is, that's B. E, F sharp, G, A, B. Let's count how many steps that is. 1, 2. So we're going from that D as a space, line, space, line, space, line. Oh, that's a sixth. It's a sixth. So we have a fourth, we have a sixth, looking good. So most likely that one. And that sixth is that one. Now, those two, that's exactly the same. This is what we call a unison, or one. They're not asking for a unison, so we'll just bypass that one. And that's a interval of 1, 2. It's a second. Now we've noticed that these two seconds, that one and that one, were minor seconds because we have only one semitone apart. Now we have to work out whether B to A is going to be a major second. So let's have a look. Here's our keyboard. Here's my B. Here's my A. Doesn't matter which direction you go. Let's take the lowest one here. That's A. From A, we go 0, 1, A sharp or B flat. That's one semitone. 2 semitones. Aha, that's a major second. And these two. That's an A. That's a G. So that's a G there. So if we took this one, these two, going from A to a G, got 0, 1, 2. Oh, that's 2 semitones too. So we've got 2 chances of getting the major second right. It's not going to be these two. It's going to be at the end. Okay, so going back. Now rub this all out. Well, I can't rub them all out. Okay, so that's minor things. I'm going to get rid of these minor ones. I need my 4th, and 6th, and 2nd. Most likely that perfect 4th is correct. Perfect 4th. You can do either that or that. Okay. If we worked out how many semitones they're apart, G to D, you can double check. It pays to be able to draw a keyboard quickly. You got to memorize some things as well. Okay, D to G or G to D. There's my G. There's my D. And I'm going to count the semitones. Remember when you're counting semitones? Start from 0. Oops. Okay. I'm going to use a different color. C, D, E, F, G. I'm going from D to G. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you can commit this to memory, 5 semitones apart, or 5 half steps, perfect fourth. That's 5 steps, or 5 semitones apart. Okay, so I'm going to do this properly. Get rid of all that. So I found that perfect fourth is that one. So I'm going to draw, identify the intervals, and label them. So I'm going to draw a square bracket, using a square bracket to link the note heads. So here's the square bracket, and I'm going to put this as P4. I suggest you do this with a pen or pencil. Okay. Now that F sharp is really important. So you can also do this just to remind yourself. F sharp. Yeah, put all the F sharps in. Another obvious one was the 6th, wasn't it? Okay. So I'm going to make it nice and neat. This one, D to B, 6th, and it's a major 6th. Didn't actually count up how many semitones there were. Okay, so if we go, I'm going to recycle this keyboard here. We're going from D to B. Okay, 1, D, here's my B. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So these 2 notes. Count the semitones. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9 half steps or semitones equals major 6th. Well then, what is minor 6th? Minor 6th is just 1 half step down, less than the major. That's what minor means. How do you convert a minor interval, major interval to minor interval? You take away 1, so minus 1. So it's going to be 8 half steps. So if you know the major, the number of half steps in a major interval, you can easily work out what a minor interval is. So it's always minus 1. Let's take this, for example, major third. The number of half steps is 4. Okay, then, what is minor third? Well, it's going to be 4 minus 1. 3 half steps, or semitones. Try another one. Well, actually, yeah, we'll just stop there. Need to finish this off. Okay, so we've done that one. We've done that one. Now we're going for the the last one. So if we get this one, I think it's an excellence in level 1. Okay, so we have to do a second. So that you can either do that one, B to A, and we've already worked this out, or you can do that one. So I'm going to label these two as major, second. So I've got my perfect, got my major sixth, and I've got my major second.